What's going on, everybody? Leo Cannell here with today's Seven Figures Club podcast. Today we have a founder and entrepreneur, Marquel Russell, who actually helps other entrepreneurs to join that Seven Figures Club. In fact, he's done it for thousands of them through the power of his marketing strategies. So he's actually a client success story junkie. So it's not about him, it's about the transformation that he gives you as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. He's got an amazing team. He's got, he and his team are secret weapons for coaches and consultants. So all you coaches and consultants who are out there listening, you're going to want to take notes and pay attention to everything that he shares today. His amazing team has built and consulted on hundreds of different automated client attraction systems across dozens of different industries. So he has great understanding, he and his team, about what it takes to succeed in your industry and profession. And they have helped clients generate billions of ad impressions, millions, that's right, millions of leads, thousands of clients, and over $20 million in revenue, numbers growing by the second. Welcome, Marquel. We are excited to have you on the show.
There are over 32 million businesses in the US, and over 90% of them will never break seven figures in annual sales. So how do we as entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs break into that seven figures club? This podcast will relentlessly share the secrets, strategies, and tactics I've used to create 3 multi-seven figures businesses and bring in even more successful entrepreneurs than me to share their inspirational stories and tactics to success. You can create your dream business and life right now. So buckle up and let's go.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We got to actually get you the updated bio, man, because we're at 250 million in client revenue right now. So we'll get you the updated version of it.
Oh, dang. Yeah. It just 10X. It just 10X while we were talking. So yeah, we got to get that update. Well, that's unbelievable, man. So that type of growth in the last few years, how long have you been in the marketing game?
So I got introduced to this whole world about 10 years ago. I got introduced to the network marketing, and then network marketing kind of introduced me to direct response marketing, leveraging the internet to generate leads and things of that nature. And I just was hooked ever since then. So we've been mainly focused on helping coaches and consultants and service providers who want more qualified people to apply to work with them. We've mainly been focused on that for the past 6 years. And we just kind of sunk our teeth in just to the specific client attraction stuff.
Nice. Outstanding. And then we've got Client Attraction University, so many different things. But tell us a little bit about your story. You know, what was it like when you were growing up, and were you destined to be an entrepreneur in the marketing industry? And what was it about maybe your upbringing that kind of led you into entrepreneurship?
Yeah, so I actually always been an entrepreneur for the most part, right? I was the guy when I was very young. I was knocking on your doors, asking, can I take your trash out? Asking, can I cut your grass? And then I end up actually selling drugs at a young age. I dropped out of high school at 10th grade, started selling drugs full time, and just kind of went in the streets. And then when I turned 19, I was actually in jail when I had my first son, and it was like I was going to do the job thing. Like, I don't want to do the jail thing anymore. I'm kind of done with the jail thing. So I got out, tried to do the job thing. It didn't really work out. So I went back into the streets. And I started leveraging the money I was making to start an entertainment company. So I started doing artist management, club promotions, things of that nature. And while in the club one night, I was actually introduced to network marketing. Somebody pitches me on network marketing, invites me to a meeting. I go to the meeting, see this network marketing thing, and they're like, all you gotta do is get two, and they'll get two, and they'll get two, and they'll get two, and they'll get two. You make millions of dollars, and all I had to do was get 2 people. So I was sold. Obviously, it didn't go that way that I expected it to go. But I kind of saw it as a huge opportunity, and I was like, hey, I can either make this work or I can go back to the streets. Those are kind of my options, right? So I didn't have a corporate background or resumes or high school degree, diplomas or a degree or any of that type of stuff. So I was like, I got to figure this out. So I was introduced to online marketing, how I can build my network marketing business without doing parties, without doing meetings, all that different type of stuff, and magnetically attract people to me. And that's what introduced me to direct response marketing. So from that took me down rabbit hole after rabbit hole. Like most people who have gone down those rabbit holes, I started learning about copywriting and social media and pay-per-click advertising and now Facebook ads and all that good stuff. And I was just hooked. So I figured out how to leverage the internet to build a brand. I used that to grow the network marketing businesses I was doing at the time. I jumped around a little bit The last company I was in, I became the number one recruiter out of that company, out of 50,000 people, just specifically leveraging the internet. And then I was like, it makes way more sense if I just did my own thing and didn't do network marketing, because as hard as I worked in the network marketing, I had to have a lot of people in the right places to hit my income goals. But if I only focused on just my own thing, I could get to where I wanted to be a whole lot faster. And it was something that I actually owned. So we just decided to cut, sever ties, and I just went all in on our own coaching and consulting business, which has now become Client Attraction University, where we specifically help coaches, consultants, agencies, course creators, speakers, authors who want to get more clients. We help them fill their calendar with high quality prospects. And to date, we've helped our clients do over $250 million in revenue by leveraging, our product. And we only do, some people hear 250 million and it seems huge, but it's really not, because we mainly help you sell high ticket offers, right? So if you sell something for $3,000 to $10,000 or more. So if you want to add an extra, because like this year, our goal is to help 1,000 businesses add an extra $1 million to their revenue. And that's not super hard, because if you sell something for 5,000, you really only require 200 clients the entire year to add an extra $1 million. Or if you sell something for 10,000, you only require 100 clients, for the entire year to add an extra $1 million. So that 250 million becomes pretty simple based on those numbers.
So that's an amazing story. So tell me a little bit about how this worked out. So you're going through high school and you're that kid that's knocking doors. You're the kid that's always trying to find a way to earn a buck, and you're learning about sales. And then you go down that path there where you're moving, at drugs, and people need to realize that is a very entrepreneurial position, regardless of whether it's legitimate or not. And so, what did you kind of learn as you were in that trade about sales and teams and kind of managing a business?
Great question. So I only realized it like looking back, right? So Steve Jobs has his quote. He says, "You really can't connect the dots going forward. You can only connect them going backwards." So I always tell people, and we do a lot of stuff for like the youth and things of that nature. So I always tell people, like, if you can sell drugs, you really know how to run a multi-million-dollar business, because if you got to know about sales if you're going to sell the product, you got to know about marketing if you're going to get the word out, right? And I always tell people, the internet. I did a video one time called the drug dealer method. I was like, how do you get clients using the drug dealer method? And it's just like in the street. So if you're in the streets and you're on drugs, typically, depending on what area you're in and what's going on and what you sell, a lot of times, and if you watch CNN movies, people literally lead with samples. So if you got a new drug, you go to the block, you pass out samples. And it's just like the same thing with the internet, right? So it's like you put out content, free content that's valuable. And if people like your content, whether it's your podcast, whether it's your videos, whether it's your live stream, whatever, if they like that, that's a sample. They're like, okay, I like this. What else do you have? And then if your stuff is good, right, they'll create an addiction, and they want more and more and more. But they're looking forward to the next episode. They're looking forward to the next video. Looking forward to the next live stream. So you got to understand the marketing piece. You obviously got to understand like critical thinking, because when you're in the streets, there's a lot of different stuff going on at one time. So you got to be able to move quickly. You got to be able to move fast paced, and you got to be able to, make decisions, moving pretty fast. So critical thinking comes in very handy. Also, you got to have some kind of level of leadership if you're going to survive in that environment. Because if not, things won't go well for you, and you won't last. You got to have that. Also, you got to understand metrics and your numbers. So in business, you got to understand your numbers. You're selling drugs in the street, weighing things up, putting things on the scale. If not, you're not going to make no money. That's just the bottom line. So you got to understand the metrics, how to break things down, how that all works, and so forth. And you also got to understand branding. So branding, so let's say, for example, if you're in the streets, people know, okay, if you have this person has quality product, this person doesn't have as quality product, it's okay. But if you want to get a cheaper option, you can go get that. But if you want the best of the best, you're going to go there. You may get a little bit less, but it's going to be the best. So that's just like branding. So it's like, hey, if you want to go work with this particular coach, it may cost you more, but they're better, right? But if you want to go work with maybe a startup coach, or they do the lower ticket stuff, you can go do that option. So it's the branding, it's the sales, it's the marketing, it's the leadership, it's the critical thinking, it's the knowing your metrics. All that is all directly skills that you can transferable skills. That's what I'm looking for, that you can easily transfer that from that world to actually legitimate growing corporations.
So it seems like you're an early adopter. Like you see these trends and you see them happening in direct sales, in network marketing. A lot of people were slow to kind of use the internet as a way to recruit, build your team, distribute your product. You were on the forefront of that. And then as you transition over the last 10 years, what were some of the early adopting movements that you made that helped you adapt and grow, a network marketing business, and then eventually a marketing empire, which you built?
I think one of the biggest things that worked really, really well for us is content creation, right? Because the internet thrives off of content. So if you're the person, because like, for example, we do a lot of ads, but I tell people all the time, you make your ads more profitable by creating content, because somebody can see your ad and they're like, okay, well, who's this guy? Then they're going to go to Instagram, or they're going to go to YouTube, or they're going to go to Google, and they're going to type you in. If you don't have any content that comes up, you lose. I'm going to give you an example. So when I was doing network marketing, I was in a company. So for example, what we did was we knew that, because most people in network marketing, they'll go out and try to recruit just random people who's not even interested in having a network marketing business. But what we discovered is that your ideal client for a network marketing business is people who already buy network marketing opportunities. So what we did then, we was doing a lot of like SEO, and people who don't know what SEO is search engine optimization. So if you go type in a specific thing, the words that come up is based on SEO, search engine optimization. So basically you manipulating, for the lack of a better term, the Google algorithms and the YouTube algorithms for your video to pop up. So what we do is, I was in a company and I go to this site called InPros, I think that's what it was, right? And I type in, and to give you a list of all the new network marketing companies. Because what we knew is that if these are new network marketing companies, when people go to these presentations, they're going to, first thing they're going to do is what? Google this network marketing company. So for example, let's say it's a new network marketing company called Seven Figures Funding, right? So somebody goes to the presentation, they're going to come home, and they're going to type in Seven Figures Funding reviews, Seven Figures Funding scam, Seven Figures Funding, type in those things. What we did was we do a video, and the title would be Seven Figures Funding Reviews, or Seven Figure Funding dash, is it a scam? So I'll make them watch the video. So when they watch the video, they say, hey, I'm Marquel Russell here. If you're watching this video right now, you're obviously interested in Seven Figures Funding or XYZ Network Marketing Company. This video isn't to bash this company. It's actually a great company. They have an amazing founder, Mr. Leo Cannell, have an amazing support team. They have an amazing product, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But the biggest thing, and it's not just unique to this company, is all network marketing businesses and home-based businesses, they don't know how to get people coming to them. So most likely going to tell you to talk to your friends and family. And after a while, you're going to run out of people to talk to. If you want to know how to get leads for your business, so if you're going to join this company and you want to be successful with it, you got to know how to get leads for it, right, on a consistent basis. So you don't have to do parties and meetings and all the different type of stuff. If you want to know how to do that, click on the link right now. Go get access to this free video series where I break down how to generate more leads for your network marketing business or your Seven Figures Funding business without doing home parties and meetings and talking to strangers and all the different type of stuff. So that was something that worked extremely well. Went back when we were doing that. So I used to probably put out like 5 or 10 of those a day, just for different companies. And it used to work really, really well.
Unbelievable. So you were creating content videos that were basically connected to, top SEO searches that people were doing about that network marketing company. And then, oh, good. Well, let me check out the reviews, and it goes to a video, and the video's content. And then you're creating curiosity, right? By giving them something interesting. And they all know that they need to grow their business. The only way they can do it is by talking to friends and family, until you show them a better way. And then you send them down that rabbit hole, which eventually leads to where they can, take action, take advantage of one of your great offers, and then kind of move forward. And so then as you transition from network marketing over to working directly with businesses, and I imagine you've seen a lot of change over the last decade, how fast is the world and the way that you market and the way that you drop content and send people to offers? How fast is that changing right now?
So I think it's kind of like, it's like the fundamentals don't change, right?
Okay.
The technology changes.
Yes.
So like, for example, right now, Clubhouse is really big.
Right.
The fundamentals of creating content is the same. It's just a new platform. So it's like, all right, if you want to succeed on Clubhouse, you go over there. The fundamentals are you create quality content, you do it consistently, you give value, and then you give people a call to action to go do something. That's the same thing you're going to do on the podcast. It's the same thing you're going to do on a live stream. Hopefully, it's the same thing you're going to do on your YouTube videos, your Facebook videos, your Instagram videos. It's the same thing but it's just a new platform. So if you're going to go on LinkedIn, it's the same fundamentals. The platform just changes. So it's the technology. So if you understand the principles, it's the same thing. So it's just like direct response marketing, right? At one point, it was just direct mail. It wasn't an ad. It wasn't Facebook ads and none of that type of stuff. It was just direct mail. You get a mail, you write a letter, you send it out to people to a list in the mail. They cut something out, send it back. The principles are literally still the same. Only thing changed is the technology. Does that make sense?
Makes a ton of sense. And so if you're listening right now and you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, and you're looking to take your business to the next level, grow and scale, it's not so much the technology, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Clubhouse, whatever the app is, it's understanding that formula for success of creating content, following that formula, and then, implementing it under the different strategies or tweaks that you might be based on the platform that you're in. And so for a lot of business owners, they just don't have the time to be able to dedicate to learn all of these different platforms and even to understand the content formula that you've already built out and perfected. So how does a business owner, end up working with Client Attraction University? And what is the process that they can go through to kind of work with you guys and to grow and scale their business? And who are the best clients that are a good fit for Client Attraction University?
So the best fits for us are individuals who are, if you're a coach, you're a consultant, you're a service provider, like you're an agency or credit repair or something like that, and you have a premium price offer where you sell it for $3,000 to $10,000 or more. So an average client for you is worth $3,000 to $10,000 or more. Or you may have an offer that you could be charging $3,000 to $10,000 or more for, but you just aren't for whatever reason. Maybe a lot of times people undercharge because they can't get consistent clients. So if you're kind of in that realm, we can definitely help you. And typically we recommend starting with some of our free stuff, because you go get our free stuff, you love it. Because if you like our free stuff, you're not going to enjoy working with us. So we recommend going to check out some of our free stuff first. And the best place to go is we created something called the Paid Ad Playbook. So the Paid Ad Playbook shows you how to get 50 to 100 leads every single day for your business that actually convert into clients. So it's a 13-page playbook. I walk you through it step by step by step. You can implement it right away into your business. We have people go implement and get crazy results, and they're like, look, I gotta, work with you guys now because I'd have made 20,000 just on implementing 2 things from the playbook. And then it also comes with a 12 minute and 41 seconds to be exact, a 12-minute and 41-second bonus training video that goes along with the playbook that helps you implement it so you can, accelerate your results. So if you want to get access to that, just go to paidadplaybook.com. So that's PAID playbook.com. Go dive in, check it out, 100% free. And if you decide that you want to apply to work with us in Client Attraction University, you can do that. You'll see a button or a link to do that. And then once you're checking out, just put referred by the 7 Figures Funding Show. And then we'll also give you a scholarship so you can actually save some money if you decide to become a client and work with us.
Perfect. And what was that website again for everybody listening that was paid, and what was the rest?
It's Paid Ad Playbook. So PAID playbook.com.
Got it. Oh, it's a beautiful page there. Okay, yep. Plug into the proven system we use to attract 50 to 100 leads per day that actually convert into high ticket clients. So for coaches out there that are selling, let's say a $5,000 to $10,000, coaching product or package, what should the process be for them to take that lead that comes in today to actually get to where they are investing $5,000, $10,000 into the future, into that coaching program? Is it a process that takes several weeks? Should they get them into a lower ticket offer first? What do you recommend with something like that?
Great question. So basically, so what I see a lot of coaches and consultants do is their main call to action is, hey, go schedule a call with me. Go schedule a call with me. I'm not knowing that going to schedule a call with you is a pretty big commitment. right? Because now they got to carve out 45 to 60 minutes of their life, and they're not even sure if you're great at it, right? And we see a lot of like attorneys and stuff like that on their billboards. They're like, hey, schedule a consultation with us, but it's too big of a commitment, right? So it's like, hey, if you want to show people you can help them, the best way to show them that you can help them is by just helping them for free. So you give them something for free. So let's just say, for example, you're a fitness coach. You may give away your number one ab workout that you can do in 20 minutes or less, right? If you're a busy entrepreneur, you want to get a tight core, you want to get our number one ab workout that you can do in 20 minutes or less, even if you got a busy schedule, go here, 20minuteabworkout.com to get access to it, right? So now they go in there, you're teaching the ab workout, all that good stuff. Oh, this is good. And you're like, hey, by the way, depending on if you want to build your chest, your legs, whatever, we can actually help you customize something specifically for you. And like the biggest thing is like abs are really made in the kitchen, right? So you're probably going to require a customized meal plan and some accountability. And after a few weeks of you doing this exercise, you're probably going to have to modify it. So if you want to become a part of our elite fitness program called XYZ, schedule a call with us. Let's hop on the phone, assess some of your needs in terms of fitness. And let's see if there's a fit. If not, you will still walk away with some nuts that you can implement, in your fitness goals to help you become more productive, hit your app goals, hit your fitness goals while being more productive in your business or whatever. So that's you. Now, even if they don't schedule a call right then, even if they don't buy right then, you still have them on your email list. So you continue to give them more value. And then now they'll be ready eventually, because most people don't realize that only 2% of the market is ready to do business right now. The other 98% will be ready to do business 30 days from now, 60 days from now, 90 days from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years from now. So you got to market to all those individuals differently and be okay that only a small percentage is ready to do business now. The other ones are going to be vetting you for a while and taking a little more time. But you got to make sure you're having those different touch points, because once they finally have that trigger event in their life, now they're actually ready to do business. You want to be the one that's top of mind. And the way you do that is by emailing, sending out quality content, leveraging retargeting ads, doing podcast episodes, and things of that nature, so you continue to have those touches.
Brilliant. So a lot of guys are out there and gals they've got their coaching business, they've got their $5,000-$10,000 high ticket product. And it sounds like the mistake they make is they try to just push everybody to get on the phone, and only 2% of those leads are actually ready to buy right at that moment. And so what you need to have is you've got to have a process where you can give them that free content. You can give them, is it a sales funnel? Is it videos? Is it just getting them into a membership area? Is it a Facebook group? Is it all of those above? And then eventually they can raise their hand when they're ready for that phone call.
Right, because it's a difference. So we actually have that case, like the paid playbook we just gave away. That's for example. So we give that away for free. People some kind of apply right there. Sometimes they're on our email list. We also have a Facebook group, so they come into our Facebook group. We go live every week inside of there. We're asking questions. We're doing Q&A, and then eventually people are like, okay, I'm ready to work with you guys. But it's no like pressure. It's not like, hey, you don't work with us now, this is going to happen. But it's just like us continue to give value, and people are like, okay, if their free stuff is good, I can't imagine what the paid stuff is like. So now they're just like, okay, let me check this out. I'm ready.
I like it. Brilliant. And so what are some of those effective platforms? Is it great to push them to the Facebook group? Is there a better strategy than that right now?
No, so Facebook groups work really well. So we have a great Facebook. I think we have about 4,500 people in our Facebook group or so. So no, it's not massive, but it's so that works really well. And the biggest thing is like that works really is just consistency. It's just like whatever you're gonna do, be consistent at it. So that's why when Clubhouse first came out, we didn't jump on Clubhouse immediately, because we wanted to figure out, okay, how does this work into our overall strategy? So you want to just like, okay, what are you gonna do consistently? Because whatever you do consistently, even if you're not that good at it, it'll still work for you just by committing to being consistent.
Outstanding. So guys, if you have been listening and being blown away by everything that he's teaching, go to paidadplaybook.com. That's paid, P-A-I-D, ad, A-D, and playbook.com. And you can go ahead and get instant access and start learning, the system that Marquel's been following for a decade, at least in marketing. And before that, you're doing network marketing. So you've been doing this a long time, and understanding that formula, regardless of what platform it is, that's how you're going to succeed, how you're going to be able to market your business successfully. And obviously, the best thing you can do is work with him and his team so that they can do the heavy lifting for you and then connect you up and build that content formula out. And so as you're building out a content formula, should your content always be geared towards ads that are bringing people in? At what point should you just be, creating content just for the sake of doing it, like Gary Vaynerchuk would say, just for bringing value? Or should your content always be bringing people to some sort of call to action?
So I think all of your content should be value based. You should lead with value, and I think every piece of content should also have some type of call to action on the back end. Yeah. So all content should always be a call to action to do something.
Gotcha. And at what point do you just create content on a platform without necessarily pushing it to an ad?
So you don't necessarily, it could be just video content. So for example, on our Instagram, we put out a piece of content every day. For the most part, it's a video content every day. And it may just be, hey, if you like this, go check out our Paid Ad Playbook as well. Right. But in the video, they actually got some tangible value from it. It's like, hey, if you like this, you'll love our Paid Ad Playbook. Go check it out.
Outstanding. Well, guys, paidadplaybook.com. Put his genius. He's a 2 Club Award winner. Into implementation with your business. You're going to see a lot of amazing results and growth. And then you can kind of do what you do well, right? You can do your business that you do well. You can, fulfill on those high ticket offers and those coaching and consulting and services that you offer, and then let him and his team do the heavy lifting, marketing and content strategy. And that, my friends, is going to be your best pathway to success. Well, thank you so much for being a guest on the show. Amazing value drops. What's the final word that someone should consider in getting ready to work with you and your team?
I would say, first of all, I would say thank you so much for having me on the show. This is an opportunity I'm super grateful for. So thank you so much for having me. Secondly, I would just say we live in the best time in the history of the world to be alive. Like never in a million years.
Amen.
Nobody ever had this level of technology, this level of access, this ability to impact so many people. The playing field is level. I don't care what psychological barriers you may think you have, what mental barriers you have, like the playing field is level. So you can literally create whatever it is you want. You got to just decide that now is your time. And once you decide that now is your time, everything else will pretty much unfold for you.
Now's your time, guys. Take action. Go to paidadplaybook.com. Put his genius to work for you and build your empire now. And we'll see you next time on the 7 Figures Club podcast.
Thank you.
Are you looking for more 7-figure secrets, content, or even how you can launch your own recession-proof business? Then check out 7figures.com. That's the digit 7, FIGURES.com, where we share more videos, stories, strategies, funding solutions, entrepreneurial education, and even the secret business type that's recession-proof. Thank you for listening, and if you're finding value in our podcast, please give us a 5-star and invite others to join the club.